Hello, everyone, and welcome to Aneria, the Shattered Realm, session 33.
Make a wish.
1/3 of the way to almost 100.
The math checks out.
Yes.
Everybody, what is your wish for your character
A third
tonight?
of the way through this episode will be a third of the way.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My wish for tonight? For my
what is your wish for your characters
Fred
tonight?
really wishes that she would have a title. Fred the... That's
Okay.
it. That's
Fred
her
the
wish.
Skull and Crossbones in the comments.
That's Fred's
Victor,
wish.
what is Victor's little wish tonight? This is completely off topic, but tonight...
I gotta get myself into his shoes and not my Preston's silly shoes.
Just Victor's silly shoes.
Just Victor's silly shoes. Like, they're pretty cool looking shoes.
They are.
I
Because they're
think
boots of flying, right? Something like that. We have something
boots
cool.
of speed.
They're boots of silly string.
Oh, speed, not flying.
Boots of silly string.
You step, they spray silly string every step.
I think he would love to get into some mischief. That's his wish, is to get into mischief and to get off scot-free.
Okay. And what about Bolt?
Bolt's wish for tonight is that everything goes according to plan and his companions don't go off the rails for whatever reason.
I feel like some of our wishes can't come true.
A couple are in direct conflict there.
Yeah.
A dream is a wish your heart makes.
We can get into mischief as long as we plan on getting into mischief, all right?
Okay.
Mischief managed.
Well, hopefully that you have some wishes in your head for what you want our players to go through. But before all that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Toll the Dead. Give us that sweet algorithmic love that we love here. And we all know the result of that love now because everybody has been educated.
Yes, if you need a tutorial.
Oh, there's other sites for that.
If you want a tutorial, you can find that on our Patreon.
We do have a Patreon,
We'll
though.
put a vote. We'll put it up for voting.
A $2 tier, a $5 tier, $2.
Education with bolts. And I'll be as dry as possible.
I love it.
I will now. I have a banana and a grapefruit with me today as my assistants.
Wow.
Anyway,
You get
Patreon.
You get access to private Discord channels. You get access to polls. You get access to our episodes early. So if you're watching this 2 days early, that means you're a patron.
Hi.
Thank you. We love you.
Thank you.
We love
so
everybody
much.
else too. But
We just love the
we
patrons
appreciate the
a little bit more.
It's like it's like when you say you have a favorite kid. You don't have a favorite kid. You really do. And then join us on streams Fridays, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.
Sometimes Saturdays.
Sometimes Saturdays. Might be making some shifting there. Who knows? But we like to do some painting. We like to do some art. Sometimes we play games. Oh, speaking of Patreon, we should talk about the release this week.
Yeah.
Not this week. Last week. If you've missed it, because you're not one of our patrons, there was a very special Tales of Aneria side quest with some new faces that got posted last week in place of our usual episodes. So you can get extra bonus content on the weeks where we don't give you anything.
New faces. Cory and I are still here.
Yes, but we brought in some friends and did kind of a impromptu off-the-cuff game, and it was a lot of fun. So, and then don't forget to be on the lookout for perhaps some Baldur's Gate content coming soon, where you can see a couple of us play around in that space. That's always fun.
Let us know if you want Torrey to join us, because she wasn't planning on it, but we're trying to talk her into it.
Yeah. I know Torrey and I have a game that we might be going through in the near future. That
It
sounds really
speaks
cool.
to me.
Oh yes, absolutely.
No, it doesn't. It sings to you.
It sings to you,
Yeah.
yes.
Me.
And I think there's also there's another video I need to get you scheduled for. The other one. Oh, is it my hair? Is it just my? I told you fussing with my. Is that because I told you?
Yes.
Okay.
Your dream's coming true.
Yes, your dreams come true. You're welcome.
Thank you. Now all we need is you to one-shot the boss monster.
Don't
that's
worry.
all.
I'm working on it.
Okay.
Just crunching the numbers right now.
But I think without
Some ado.
we do have one ado to do, and that is, the cow. Bye now.
Moo, moo,
Bessie.
moo.
Syrinscape is a wonderful program that is not sponsored, but we like to mention at the top of every episode because they provide wonderful sound effects for our games.
Background music.
Like what we're going to begin tonight with, Flying Free on the Wayward Wanderer.
'Cause I'm free.
Free falling.
Thank you.
I was thinking
I
about
don't hear
Free
it.
Bird, but
Do you? Oh, there we go.
Gonna turn it up a little bit here. Everybody at home will hear it a little bit better. But last time we did have a little bit of another kind of planning episode and a little bit of interpersonal relationships episode. The party went to Namal Ushvir and discussed the results of their failed attempt to bring back her brother Ravan.
I mean, failure is kind of a hard word to use, but okay.
2 people died, so I do think that failure is an apt term, at least partially.
The glass was half full of blood.
I was not part of that agreement, so I have
Zero
zero
blame.
responsibility. Yeah,
If you had been part of that agreement, would you have any responsibility for it?
absolutely not, unless it was successful.
Yes. Then you take all the credit. And we also had a conversation with a gentleman from the Brotherhood of Davros, a sect of the Arcanum that formed after its downfall, who informed Bolt in no uncertain terms that he should be very wary of the company he keeps in Fred. They should be very wary of the company that they keep in Fred. Thank you. Hopefully that's the only time you have to tap the sign. It's not. I'm just going to say it's not. I would find they confronted Fred, who kind of went over her whole spiel again. Also, she's making scrapbooks apparently for everybody, which is nice. Except for she drowned Morbids in coffee, and
Well, he deserved it.
for not wanting to be in a hostile situation.
How dare he?
how dare he have a sense of self-preservation?
His loss.
But the party has a plan, and that plan is to travel northeast through Arconis, through specifically Ulzat Moai, the lands of the Alloy Alliance. They are on their way to Ha'atana, which is close.
We were going to Shahar Peetal first.
You were going to look out the side and see if anything piqued your interest. That was the plan. Was kind of a drive-by to see if they had any giant balls of yarn or anything
I
like that.
thought we were going to Shahar Khanzi first. to
Yes,
find,
I thought that's what we were also
find
doing,
it.
but
I
I could be wrong.
I had been under the impression, and it has been
I mean,
it has been a
we
while.
don't really know.
I had been under the impression that Shahar Khanzi was a place where Aphira the Gentle had been, but the last place that she was seen was Ha'atana
Oh.
before she left on the caravan. So I know that
Forgive us.
I know
for
that
being idiots.
it's fine. I know that Namal kind of warned you to be careful in Ha'atana
Yes.
because it's not exactly the most staunch ally of the Alliance because they are so close to the border. But I think the plan was still to go there. So I will give you guys
Because the
choice?
we also wanted to head to, I'm trying to find it here, Knave's Nook
Yes.
afterwards.
which is deep
So,
in the heart
we might have
of
been
Triad
headed
territory.
to Ha'atana.
Yeah.
Um,
Because I think the plan was to investigate your matter first, Fred.
Yes, I wrote down Ulzat Moai, part
Mhm.
of the Alloy Alliance. What does that have to do with anything?
That's where you are.
Ulzat is the nation.
That's
we're
where we
in.
are.
Yep.
That's
Ulzan Moai is the
copper-
name of the big not country but the big part of the landmass you're on that has the Alloy Alliance within it.
I understand
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, and there's a bronze, copper, and
Brass.
brass
Yes.
dragons.
Come together. That was flat.
Don't critique yourself on camera. Just
It
wait
was
until
flat. You can go back and
afterwards.
listen to it. Again. Come together.
There you go.
I'll just hit the auto tune button.
Can we,
I have no idea how to do that, so we'll figure it out.
figure it out. All right. So in either case, you're in the air. You've been in the air for a couple days.
Yeah, so we've left the Bay of Aldros and Aldros itself.
Yep, and you're on your way to Shahar Peetal, just kind of taking a nice leisurely
We're just going to
pace.
yell, "We're just passing through"
Uh-huh.
as we go by.
And I would say that
We are not for
you
adoption.
do get to Shatar. Or,
That's a different group.
You might even stop there for like some extra supplies, you know, just a quick stopover. You've got the gold, which each gold piece we figure, or every 50 gold pieces is about 20,000 scale or
One
something
gold
like that.
piece is 450 scale.
Exactly, which is based on current gold prices in the real world. For those of you following along at home. But let me pull up Shahar
For
Peetal
what,
here.
1 ounce?
An ounce is more than that. An ounce
Yeah.
is
A
like
pound. That's for a pound of gold.
$450 for a pound of gold.
No, sorry.
It's okay. You don't have to explain it. I believe you.
Price. I know. I need it for myself now.
Because you came up with it right at the end there.
Yeah.
You were like, math into this.
Yeah. Current gold
Carry
price
the
per
5.
pound is $22,372. So divide that by 50, and that's how I got the 1/50th of a pound, because that's how many coins are in a pound. Yeah. Okay. Now that that's all settled once again, you probably do stop at Shahar Peetal, just kind of to resupply. What you see is a grand city of open column buildings, very reminiscent of Greek architecture for my players, not my party, because my party doesn't know Greek.
Well, some might.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, Fred probably does mention Greek. You know,
Yes,
Greece.
This reminds me of the island of Pompeii a bit. Before
I've never heard of Pompeii a bit.
I've never been there. What's it like?
Pompeii a bit. Well, now it's covered in ash.
It's like a bit like a title that goes before, like Pasha or...
No.
Okay.
We'll say that there is not a volcano, but there is like a caldera with like a famous hot spring in it. Not hot spring, but geyser. Basically, you know, like Yellowstone, for example.
Hasn't exploded
Yeah, definitely not a
Definitely not a
dormant super
super
volcano.
yet.
There, basically everything around Peetal is kind of desert. This area is very, like, you're still kind of in the highlands, but it's kind of like this. It kind of opens up into this kind of lower deserty area as you enter in, and there are a few roads leading to and from the city, creating a hub for the surrounding towns and villages to sell goods and transport them home. There's also one very large building. The greatest building in all of Shahar Peetal is the All-Trick Amphitheater, a massive coliseum for both the arts and the Brass Dragon's favorite sport, debate.
Ooh, I like them already.
Now, as far as
it's the old trick. Spell it.
Aultrich.
Amphitheater.
Yep. I'm not spelling amphitheater. You should know.
ER or RE? Oh.
ER.
ER.
I used English spelling. Or, I mean, American spelling. Spelling. With dropping the G. The greatest export here actually is a lot of envoys and diplomats. So you do see a lot of people that are kind of, rather than the usual like army types that you saw or you heard that the Alloy Alliance was famous for, it seems that Peetal specifically has a lot of like different like messenger guilds that are prominent here, different diplomatic corps that kind of spread out among, and most importantly, for Fred and your knowledge, is this is the home of the Brass Dragons, which was what our friend was, Nyrod. He was a Brass Dragon.
Ew,
Was he dead?
After you guys left.
No.
Sorry.
There was a.
We
the
took
glimmering.
the
Yes, the
steeping
glimmering.
took all of his magic and he died.
Yep.
Flips.
That's how I give you the last of my magic.
with me.
Yep. So you guys can stop here. You probably stop at least for a half a day to resupply, grab a few things that the kitchen's running low on.
Is there anything that anyone would like to do while they're here?
That geyser sounds very interesting. You know, it is nature's bidet.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
That tracks.
crap.
Yeah, exactly.
Bad. There's because dragons are very large creatures, right? No, it is not a public bidet for the dragon.
It's a spectacle.
Everybody's lying, and they just like swoon. No, absolutely not.
Put a bidet in the comments.
It's called a bedit. Thank you.
Bedit?
A bedit. Yep.
I just think of that video you just that is watched before. That's a good one. I'm not gonna say what it is.
Yeah, I mean, there's you can find it.
The wine video.
The wine video. You can definitely stop by the geyser and watch it erupt on top of every hour, basically.
Really?
Yeah, very
Seems
consistent.
Very faithful
Yes.
and old.
Reminds me of Yellowstone.
I mean, the stone is really like red because, well, actually, fun fact, the
Fun facts with
stone
Cory.
itself is typically red, but then when the geyser goes off and the water hits it, it kind of gets like a multicolored rainbow sheen to it for a
Ooh,
while.
pretty.
Yeah, so you can kind of
Is the water like acidic? Does it have like sulfur in it, or is it like?
I mean,
What's it
that's
smell
typically
like?
the case for.
Usually like mineral water of some sort.
Yeah, I mean
I'm just saying, from my experience in Yellowstone,
Yeah.
there are parts where you're like, do not go in the water. That is
Yeah.
gonna kill you. It'll boil your skin off.
Yeah, you're talking about the one that is like the really clear, like
Yeah.
yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Super hot.
That I
Awesome.
went to like twice, right?
And had his skin boiled off
yes,
twice.
Also,
Didn't learn the
Very
first
good
time.
experience, actually. 10 out of 10 would
Did you know you
recommend.
can also superheat your water in the microwave when you're making ramen?
Really?
So it won't boil. It'll be so hot that it can't boil.
I heard that if you
Then when you
microwave
surface the water,
grapes, it turns it into plasma.
It's true.
What?
It's true.
Yeah,
You cut it in half.
yeah, it turns a grape
Don't do
into
it.
plasma.
Scary.
I learned that from
I feel like you
a
guys are
Tumblr
lying to me.
post
No, it's legit.
where somebody
You also
said,
can microwave a match on fire and it'll do the same thing. Turn to plasma, like if you put a cup over it, like a glass, it'll turn to plasma and float at the top until it turns out. It's cool.
So the reason why I know that is there was a Tumblr post where a guy was saying that when he was younger, he
Sure. I can.
tried to heat
Scouts on
grape pizza. Put grapes on his pizza as a kid and heated it up in the microwave and ate it. And everybody was like, "You ate plasma? Like what the heck?" And he's like, "Yeah, I had to go to the hospital." So yeah, but yes,
Okay.
we will say that it is slightly acidic, as in like if the drops get on you, it's not going to be too big of a deal. They might be like, "Oh, that's kind of a hot spot," you know. But maybe a little bit of rash if you get too close. But
Something you don't leave on your
So
skin
don't be
long
rash.
term.
correct, yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Don't be brash.
It's like pool water.
Or you'll get the rash.
Leave it on your skin.
Bolt hangs that sign above the door,
Yep.
Fascinating.
right next to Live, Laugh, Love.
No.
Bolt is definitely a Live, Laugh, Love person. No, just kidding. That's
Except for I crossed out laugh and I wrote pranked.
Live, Prank, Love.
Yep.
And Live is it with a question mark because you have died once
Yeah.
before. Live.
Some of us will never die.
Mm-hmm.
Legends never die.
Yeah, I mean, if you like a tour, they got a tour guide down there that kind of takes everybody through the history of it.
I've heard that in some of these places they have a damn tour guide that will take you on a damn tour.
Yes, there is. Yes.
Do you wish to take a tour?
A dam tour?
A damn tour.
I would love to see the damn tour.
I think it would be a. Is there a dam here?
I don't think there is one. I didn't see one from.
No, they
ship.
just call it that.
Yeah, it literally is just, yeah. It used to be the Tour of the Damned, but that was like the nighttime version of it, and they discontinued that, and now it's just the daytime.
Pretty good, I'd say, for marketing.
It's just because up at the top of the geyser, there's like these little tiny porous holes, and when the water runs through them, it makes like kind of eerie sounds, and at night it sounds really creepy.
Like this.
And then I'm gonna that shadow song.
And like 3 people around you kind of like tense up a little bit. Yeah, exactly like that.
Ooh, I want to see it.
Yes.
Sure, we could go on a tour.
A night tour?
There are no night tours, but you might be able to talk to the guards.
How much would
around
it
the-
cost for a special night tour?
Are you too afraid to take us on a tour at night?
Are we talking to the tour guide?
Give
I'm
me
assuming.
first of all.
Yes.
Give me a persuasion check on your end.
Okay, hang on. I
then
forgot
we're
to
gonna
get
have you-
myself ready.
Give me a persuasion check, maybe potentially with advantage from her goading this dragonborn on.
Hold, please.
Are you yellow?
I apologize.
Nobody calls
What?
me.
So,
Nobody calls me.
just kind of a side note, give me an example of how much, like, 50 scale. What could 50 scale buy? Can it buy, like, one meal? Or does it buy a whole week's worth of food?
Seriously, I'm taking
50 scale probably could buy you one meal.
Yeah, I know inflation sucks, though.
Unfortunately, scale costs are pretty bad right now.
astronomical.
Some might say.
Why is this being
What happens when you live in the non-denominational
Plane.
plane?
Yep.
C. What would you call it?
Plane, astral plane.
I'm going to get that.
How dare you? I never get anything that you say wrong. Nothing about your character wrong ever.
I am immediately offended.
I feel like one of these two situations is worse than the other, but... You know what? That's it. Let's go to the Ultric Amphitheater and hash this out.
Brother versus brother, one night only.
It's a weekly occurrence. Whatever they're arguing about.
Do you ever have players that aren't prepared for the game?
Always.
Never.
I mean,
Wait.
And it's always me. What am I rolling? I'm sorry.
if you wouldn't mind rolling me a persuasion check, as
I
you
would.
But it's cool just to see those kind of actions.
you stopped in the middle there. I'm guessing we did not get a good roll.
Oh no, we will.
Oh, that's a perfect roll.
I love when a player's like, "Oh no, we will," and then just rolls a dice, like they're rolling the dice again.
I've made my own
10.
rules. I'm just going to say it.
He doesn't seem too intimidated by your bluster that he's scared or anything like that. Give me just a regular persuasion check.
Well, that's a 3, so...
I could probably do about 500 scale apiece to let you have a private tour during the evening under supervision.
That's one gold piece.
I think that's more than fair. I will literally count out... I'll count out 4 gold pieces. Or 4 scales worth of gold pieces.
Yeah.
Give him a little extra, too.
Yep. Okay.
So he gets 1,800.
Wow.
1,800 scale.
And you lose 4 gold pieces.
Yes, I know.
Because, yes, what he thinks is a horrible bargain for you is actually not that bad, considering.
Yeah, I've seen... Like, if you're in another town and you're a tourist, like...
Come back in the evening.
Tour guide's going to try
We'll
to...
get you a tour.
We will be back, thank you.
And he
Are
pulls,
snacks included?
I love snacks.
extra 100 scale per snack.
Turkish.
Sorry,
delight.
per person for the snacks.
Not worth it.
We can bring our own snacks.
Yes.
Wait, actually,
No outside food or drink is allowed.
I'll sneak it in my purse.
are there any local food that you are known for here?
Yes.
Crap, because it's
Shahar Peetal.
because it's a Greek style city, their euros are very good.
That
Yes.
sounds so good right now.
But they literally call them gyros because
yes.
yeah,
It's made by the Tinkers Guild.
Yes, 100%.
But they're really good at it.
they get delivered by copter.
Yep.
By copter.
But little ornithopters.
Yep.
Little they're like paper mache. What am I looking for? Like kite dragons that they get delivered
Oh
by.
yeah, origami.
Or like origami dragon. Well, not like folded paper, but like really big, like
Oh yeah,
canvas wing with like the wood between it, kind of thing. But they're
Yeah, I mean,
slightly
that's-
animated.
that's kind of ornithoptery.
Yeah. So yeah. So if you can,
sure,
you can definitely,
We'll take some of that.
of course. There's a sending stone just over there. Just tap your hand on it, put the scale in the bottom, and it will have one delivered to you.
Sending stone. That sounds interesting.
I'm gonna go do it. Yeah, because I'm definitely like.
So yeah, so you tap, you put the scale in. Basically, it says like there's a sign that says current gyro price, 225 scale for especially
Fred, Victor, would you also like one?
Yes. If
Depends.
it's anything like a euro.
Does it have the
Then
tzatziki
yes.
sauce on it?
Yes, that's the good stuff.
I have no idea.
Give it to me.
This is the
I
first
want
time
one.
I'm ordering it too.
Is it on you?
I
Then
ordered.
yes, I'd
I
love
ordered
one.
3 for me. I'll give 1 each for you.
Where does it all go?
I,
Has any come out yet?
no.
It's been 3 days.
He doesn't look any bigger either.
Do you feel well?
You should probably get that checked.
Hold on. I'm like, I like touch the stone. I feel very well actually. This body is quite dexterous.
Very tactile.
And I'm like, sorry, I get distracted. I'm just,
As you're touching,
touching
like,
everything.
A dragon kite like swoops down and drops like a little box kind of into the dirt at your feet. Psh, slides to the top.
And I'm gonna touch the box a lot.
Yeah, it feels like very nice, very fine wood.
Oh, I believe this is our food. And I'm gonna hand you guys, and I'll eat my 3.
Yeah, they are delicious gyros with the.
No, I want one.
Delicious. It's called Draziki sauce, actually.
Draziki.
Yeah,
I'll
because
love
everything
it.
has to be draconic here. And then there's a little pile off to the side of boxes that you can
It's
just set
still-
your box in.
It's still lamb, though, right? Because dragons love
Oh yeah,
lamb.
yeah. It's very much sheep, right?
So good.
It says thank you for choosing trogdors.
Try not burninating.
It's like when you open it, it sings the theme song.
Yep. Yeah. So later that evening, you return to this random tour guide post.
What
and
was
he's-
your name,
Wait.
sir?
We just found a guy with a sign that says Tours. Like,
It's all spelled wrong.
yeah, there's the R's backwards.
My name is Bugroar.
Bug roar.
Yes. Bugrore.
R-O-A-R.
No.
Bug
What?
roar. Your mother must have hated you.
This is how
She did actually.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Apologies.
Yes.
I had quite a good upbringing, despite the tropes that surround people of my ilk.
I killed my mother and want to kill my father. She wants to kill me too, so it kind of seems.
It's like a family of paladins. Rogues is the better way to go.
Now, this is the DM speaking, but weren't you exiled at age 10?
Yeah.
We're on good terms now, okay?
Yeah, everything's fine now. That wasn't your parents that did that.
No.
That was That was them just not.
But your
arguing with the
parents
person
also
who
didn't
did.
stop it.
Yeah.
So
Guilty by.
I mean, Ash Ketchum was too, so
Ash Ketchum got put into a coma.
Pokemon.
it's true.
He got hit by lightning riding his bike and got put into a
It's all
coma.
one big
Anyway,
drunk
the
food.
All of his
Oh,
stuff
yes.
is
Yeah.
The tour.
Sorry, hang on just a second. And he pulls out like this old, like, kind of very worn down. It looks like there's like caked dust still on it, leaflet. And as he opens it up, it says like haunted tours on it. And he says, "Legend says
Yes.
that."
Wait. You need a flashlight under your chin.
I'm not sure what that is.
Oh, here, and I'll grab a rock and magical tinkering it to do like a cone of light, and I'll hand it to him.
You can just do that.
A few times.
Can I keep this?
Sure.
I might have to bring back this tour.
Yeah,
Legend
Ooh.
tells. Wait, hang on. I gotta get the proper
Spooky
mood in
music.
here.
He hired a whole band just for this.
Bards. They're like a 5-man band with like a cello coming in to set up really quickly. Let's see.
Actually, it's an all a cappella draconic group. And it kind of almost barbershop quartet style.
Ooh, I'm thinking kind of.
And they're all in
like
the background like,
yes,
like
and
harmonizing.
monkish music.
You guys ever heard of steampunk giraffe?
Steampunk.
Just have
what now?
steampunk giraffe.
No.
I'll show it to you later.
Okay.
Legend tells that 300 years before Shahar Peetal was found, a dragon came here in search of more treasure, as they are wont to do.
Yes.
What he found
Am I
instead
Continue.
was a very violent very upset water elemental. But you're like dancing lights behind him.
Splash and stick in the bath.
The two fought for several days until the water elemental was pushed into the ground and sealed away in the geyser.
Yeah.
Very concerning.
It is concerning.
Are you scared?
We should save them.
Oh, his face. I'm sorry.
However, the dragon did not survive and succumbed to his wounds right there along the shore.
These actors you have hired to help, fantastic. Thank you.
What actors?
There
There haven't been any actors in this area
here,
for 20
I grab the rock
years.
and I point over in the corner. Those ones over there, the two.
Hey, kids,
Yeah.
get out of here. Please don't ruin the ambience that I'm trying to set up. You know,
Should I
it's very
take
special.
the red down?
No, please. It's
okay.
that's adding to it. But, like, you know, calling out the actors, it's kind of frowned upon.
In poor taste.
Yeah.
Well, continue,
Anyway,
please.
as the dragon tried to claw his way out of the geyser, he left deep gouges in its surface. And some say that when the geyser goes off at night, you can hear his screams for help as the water runs through these gouges.
Think another bidet.
So fresh and so clean,
This would have been so cool.
One of the kids running away in the dark falls in.
Yeah.
Oh, I can hear it too. No, seriously, help!
And he goes, we might just be able to listen in. And as he says that, the geyser goes off and it splashes everything and it hits kind of the top and starts running down. And you can hear like an eerie, like almost an eerie, like shrieking coming through as it's flowing back through the water.
Sounds like a scary baby owl.
Yes.
I heard that there is a were-owl in these parts.
Where?
Ooh.
What?
Sorry. Now, and he stands up and he puts his hand over the light, kind of brushes the red lights away to kind of dismiss them as well. Would you like to go down further?
Yes, absolutely.
Wonderful. And he kind of like leads you down closer to the geyser now that it's gone off. You can see. Oh, and he takes the light and he shines it over the rock, and the rock does look like multicolored bismuth almost. Actually, in fact, there's probably some reaction that causes bismuth to grow as it hits the water from the geyser. As you can see, there's plenty of multicolored, fancy little stone that gets created when the geyser is off. And now that we have... I don't have a watch. I don't even know what that is. And then we have our little kobold friends here. And sure enough, a group of kobolds comes out with like big shovels, and they start like scraping the bismuth off to get to the red rock underneath. We can turn that into wonderful little trinkets that we sell in our gift shop over there. Yeah. What'd you think of the story?
It was great. Can we go down in?
Down in.
How often does the geyser erupt?
Typically it's once every hour. So there is still 50 minutes or so.
Has anyone gone down?
Yeah, I mean the kobolds are down there right now.
How deep is it? Like in the geyser?
In the geyser? No, nobody has gone down in the geyser. It's deeper than you could get in an hour, as far as we know.
What if you had a flying broom?
I'm not familiar with that concept. Who are you people?
Oh, we are the Wayward Watch.
Yes.
My name is Bolt. This is Fred, and this is Victor.
Title pending.
And if you saw our ship, that is the Wayward Wanderer, actually.
That's all. The crickets waited for like 2 minutes for the water to die down, and then they all like angry. Yeah. Oh well.
We're
So
adventurers. We're adventurers from Aneria, actually.
Oh, what area is that?
The one in the sky, and I point in the direction
Yeah.
that you can actually see it.
Oh, the dome, the big
Yes.
magic dome that just
Yes.
dropped. You're from there?
Yes.
Wow, impressive. I'm guessing that means you have a lot of magic there.
Oh, yes. It's
Must
very
be.
common.
Must be pretty nice.
I guess when you live with it, it's something that maybe you take for granted a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta pay
We're
that.
done. We're
I
done.
gotta pay that kid really
Hey,
quickly for
orphan.
his scary noises. Sorry.
Orphan. We're done. We don't need the noises anymore.
You are an orphan, are you?
Want to join an army?
Yes.
Oliver Twist.
Yeah, I was just gonna say she is totally. What's the guy's name? Fagin.
Fagin. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to say Radigan. That's a different word.
Radigan.
Radigan.
I mean-
It's most famous rat.
So I can't really approve for anybody to go into the geyser.
Can you close your eyes for a moment? Turn around.
Okay.
Dash.
I see. Are you gonna take the broom down into the geyser?
I will let you know when. How much time is left? I will let you know when 20 minutes have passed, so you can come back up before the geyser goes off again.
Thank you, Bolt.
Oh, you're there too.
I'm hopping on the back.
I'm just like,
Look,
don't interrupt me. I'm counting, please. Now I got to start over.
I'm just gonna go. If anybody asks, I didn't let you do anything.
Sounds great.
Thanks for the rock.
Of course. Enjoy.
And he leaves. So yeah, you travel down probably about 20 minutes, and you do reach sort of this large, kind of, it almost looks like it's been shaped by the water itself, but there's like a big steaming lake down at the bottom of it.
Pretty.
Takes you how long? 20 minutes to get done?
I would like to.
Alright, so I'll send, I'll use message.
A message.
How far away is it? Probably way far.
Way far, and you're through like more than a foot of stone, so.
I didn't think about this. I'm gonna take a rock and I'm gonna go. Time is up. You should make sure you don't get hit with the water and use one of my infusions.
Okay.
And I'm gonna hurl it down as hard as I can,
Um,
so that it goes off as soon as it gets hit. It's just gonna keep repeating as it goes down.
yeah. We'll get to that in a moment here.
Okay.
Which I think does like remove.
Well, last time you said because I'm in a new body. All my previous ones stayed permanent, hence remember her pyramid with the little...
That's right,
thing.
yeah. So you do have a full 4 new infusions. Why did I give that to you? Because it doesn't matter.
Because it's fun.
Yeah, you two are in this kind of like large cavern. You can kind of look around a little bit. Your eye stalks are kind of peering around.
I want to look around and see if I can find any dragon nests.
Okay.
Like
go ahead and roll me a
leftover,
perception check.
petrified,
Dragon
forgotten
eggs that have
dragon
been
eggs.
abandoned.
Uh-huh.
Just putting it out
Perception,
there.
that's 14 plus 1.
You hear my
15?
voice slowly again. Time is up. 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 Time is up.
14?
Time is up.
Yeah.
14 plus 1, 15.
So you're not really seeing anything. Actually, you do see something. There's a little sparkle just beneath the water. At which point you hear, better get back up here, time is up, better get back up here. And it kind of hits the water. And when it hits the water, this kind of, it starts churning. It starts frothing and bubbling. And soon enough, this large burst slams into one of the walls and kind of shakes the cavern a little bit. But the water doesn't flow naturally back down. It kind of just almost like latches onto it. And then another one. And rising from the water is just this weird, almost humanoid head, very smooth, just kind of that roiling mass. And it rises up, and you can hear, time is up, like in the middle of its head until it spits it out. And it starts like looking around for its prey. Alright, so the two of you are frozen as you watch this truly gigantic water elemental. I'd say probably about 30 feet tall. Reaching. That's true. And it kind of just like looks around a little bit, and then it gives a roar and like kind of like pulls itself up and rushes up the pipe, basically the hole that you came through.
As I'm looking down, I'm like hearing.
You are hearing rumbling.
I'm gonna back away from it.
Okay, go ahead and give me a dexterity saving throw, as basically you were trying to run from this sudden burst from the geyser.
13.
13. So you're only going to take half damage here. It's not too bad because it's just water.
Would this be the equivalent of like causing Old Faithful to
Take 4
trigger
acid damage.
early?
Yeah. So
We're gonna be
all the
double.
water rushes out, and you two are left alone in this cavern. It's
Is the lake that they're in
Victor's
Yeah.
now empty?
Yes.
Oh.
And there is that object that you did see down
Yeah,
below.
what is it?
Okay, here, listen. If you hold on to Brisinger, you should be okay. I'm immune to fire damage, and I think the water's hot. I'm not immune to ice acid. We'll find out if it's acid.
And I want to take out a rope, tie it to Brisinger,
Okay.
and then just drop off.
Okay. Yeah. So you
Water.
Mission Impossible rappel down. Fred, what are you?
Bella.
Oh! Good luck. I'll be right here when I pull up your bones. I am your best man. Lyra is not going to be happy if I bring you home dead.
So the water splashes down and hits, and you watch it, and it almost like. Give me an Arcana check just to see if you can gain any additional insight into this. Now that we, as the players, know something else is going on.
16.
16. You do notice something odd, and you notice that the water seems to almost be trying to coalesce at the top rather than flow down the bottom. And it isn't behaving like normal water, but it still goes through those same ruts and causes that same kind of moaning scream that you heard the first time as it starts rushing down. Victor, when you reach the bottom of the geyser pit, you do see a large, perfect spherical sapphire with golden kind of line work in it. Some like, it almost looks like rune work, but kind of a big like long flowing script version of it.
Okay.
It kind of goes through it.
And so what the way that I imagine that I'm hanging, I'm not gonna call them ribbon dancers. You know the banners, like the big linen banners, and they like do the roll
Yeah.
thing down. So I'm gonna have like my leg kind of like
Silk
curled,
dancer.
so I'm like hanging upside down.
Yes.
Can you give me just a quick acrobatics
I'll try
check?
and grab
That
it.
shouldn't be too difficult. But
I'll try and grab whatever it is.
Natural 20.
okay. And then
You
go
like
ahead.
the fanciest like silk unroll.
Yep.
You're beautiful.
It's actually accidental, and then at the end it's just like doing. Okay, yes, that's right. That's what I was trying to do.
Yeah. So you can swing and you can grab it, and it kind of feels like it's almost stuck to the ground a little bit, and you can hear the rushing water coming from above at this point as it starts coming back down.
Victor, hurry up.
Pull me up! I think I have something.
Okay.
Oh, pull you.
Go ahead and give me an Arcana check because this is going to
Just
be
use
a.
Brisinger.
Well, this is Brisinger like trying to pull.
right.
This thing is a little bit stuck in the ground. So
That is an 18.
18. That's enough.
Just drop the clutch on the left.
Oh, what's a clutch?
The one like
The one- she never learned stick. That's why.
Sirs taught her stick, but it was like bow staff, right?
Like I said,
yeah, so
I heard the bird in the
you haul up on Brisinger. There's a little bit of a tug, almost as if like you're trying to pull out a tree stump, but then it gives as the orb comes away in Victor's hand, and you kind of like swing him to the side. And go ahead and give me an acrobatics check not to hit the wall, I suppose. 18. 18? Yeah, you
run
definitely
along it?
run along the
Yeah.
wall and like find a handhold and catch yourself as the water comes slamming back into the ground. Kind of flows a little bit. I would say it's kind of a greenish, brackish water when it's down here. And then you can see like every now and then it's just this roiling mass, and every now and then like a fist will just come out and slam into one wall or the other, almost as if it's having a tantrum that it was unable to escape. But you now have an orb in your hand.
What do you think it does?
What does it say? Can you read it?
I don't know. Can I like? Is it arcanic runes that are
It's-
readable, or is it like?
Not
Text.
really. Like even the limited knowledge that both of you have of arcane runes, you have more because you are part of the
that
Arcana.
sound.
Yeah, the plopping.
Sorry.
It is a bidet.
I know. I'm just that's what you're thinking.
This isn't normal rune work. Like I said, it's very long and very flowing, almost as if the banding around it is one large rune that it kind of got stretched around it and twisted to encapsulate it without actually
The
being
banding
recognizable.
itself is the rune.
Yeah.
Have we ever seen we, as in the Wayward Watch, we've seen trap crystals, right? And none of them had similar.
Yeah, none of
properties,
them have had this kind of.
right?
Give me an Arcana check with advantage.
Yeah, remember the trap crystals were like...
Victor.
What do you think about these? I don't know what's it for.
With advantage.
With advantage.
With advantage. Another 4. With a +1, 5. I'm not really sure what to do with
Should we
this.
take it up to Bolt? I feel like he would know.
Perhaps
They would know.
they would know.
Yes.
Do you think we can get past without giant droopy man?
Maybe we can do a distraction. What can we do for the distraction?
On your marks, get set, go!
I'm going to take another rock and... Get up here! Drop it.
Yes, because last time you dropped a rock down, that worked so well.
Are there? Like,
I don't know what's going on. I did it. That was not a joke. I literally
Well, it's gonna
yelled
take a minute to
into
get
it.
down there. Are there like stalactites in here? Or
No,
anything?
this cave is
Okay.
perfectly smooth.
Can
It's
I
all the punching.
Shoot! I want to shoot. Like try doing like an eldritch blast
Okay.
at part of the ceiling and see if it will like fall down.
Sure. I won't even make you roll for it. You kind of, you quickly, like, telekinetically, like, scrape along
Okay.
the top of the ceiling and cause a bunch of chunks to float down. And as they hit the ground, they are accompanied by a, get down here, get down here,
get
get
up here,
down, or get up here, yeah. And that hits the ground, and you see that mask kind of, like, roll over towards it, almost like it's, like, searching for
We'll
whatever
double
it
time
is.
out.
Okay, perfect. Yeah,
Dun,
and
dun,
you do
dun,
hear the rumbling
dun, dun, dun.
coming again up right behind you.
And at this point, I've dropped it, and then I've got far enough away that I'm not going to take damage again.
Yeah. And Victor and Fred come roaring out of
Ah, there you are.
the hole, and followed by another geyser spray that slams down and kind of flows everywhere,
That
but
was
then drops back
not
down
an
into
hour.
it. What are your passive perceptions, really quick?
Passive perception
10.
is 8, 10. Yeah.
Passive perception is 15.
15. Victor, now that like you're traveling back up the tunnel, there's noise kind of around your blind side is kind of activating. You see that there are rings of runes that have been carved into the tunnel leading up at regular intervals.
Interesting.
Without like being able to examine one of them closely for a little bit, you wouldn't quite know what you're looking at here, but there is that.
Does anybody have a sphere of no magic?
What happened down there? I assume you got my message.
Well, yes, we got it, and so did this giant water elemental. Twice,
Water elemental.
I think.
Yes, the story's
It
true.
was huge.
I'm going to roll and see if I actually believe the two of you.
Oh.
This is not a prank.
Let's see. What is my
For once.
insight?
Pranked.
Sure. Anyway.
If it
we
were a
should-
prank, Bolt, I would say it's a giant water elemental and it's wearing a wig with high heels. But it's just a water elemental.
I didn't see any high heels.
That's what I'm saying. That's the prank part.
Oh,
I mean, this looks just like a natural phenomenon.
watch. Can you do the talk thing again? But say like, "Hello, Mr. Water Elemental," and if you know who we are, splash twice.
I will say that and drop it down, which makes the light one go away.
Oh.
Actually, no. Sorry, I can't. That was all 3.
Oh,
So I have to rest. Yeah, before I get it back.
Oh wow.
I can't do that anymore. That was my last one.
pull out the goblet. Mr. Water Elemental at the bottom of the well.
If you can hear me, splash twice.
The cops come.
Nothing happens.
The Arcanus cops. The Arcanum.
You actually do hear a
Sir?
commotion up towards the top of the geyser.
Maybe we should probably move on.
So the three of you can
Yes.
sneak off. Not even going to make you roll for it. You get away with this little bit of craziness without any consequences.
By the
That's
way.
one wish down.
By the
So,
way.
what did you see down there besides the water
Yes.
elemental?
Do you believe us about that? Tell me the truth.
I don't.
Then we're not going to tell you what we saw.
But
You already had the orb out present, and you're like
puts it under his cloak.
Roll a sleight of hand check. Let's see if I can.
perception it.
Yeah.
8 plus sleight of hand. 16.
Damn it! I rolled a 15.
Yeah,
I barely missed it.
I would say it's probably about this big, by the way. Like you're looking like Palantir size.
It's like
Yeah, your arm. Like, there's nothing under here.
Nothing to see
Definitely.
here, folks.
sorry, Palantir size if you're a hobbit.
it's behind my back. I'm squeezing it with my shoulder blades.
Ooh.
That's tricky.
It's impressive.
Sounds actually pretty painful.
Well, you do feel the 2 infusions that you made end suddenly.
Oh. Water elemental, you say? I can no longer feel those 2 rocks.
Oh,
that I
so
sent
you
down
don't
there.
believe us about the water elemental, but you'll believe us about some rocks.
Yeah, you'll believe some
When I-
stupid
when I
rocks
have-
over us.
When I have evidence, yes, I believe things.
Well, I could throw
I mean, you can understand where I'm coming from with something we just got told was a myth or a
never
legend.
been to where you were born. I don't know where you're coming from.
You know that I was coming from that area over there,
Wait.
next to the
Bolt?
geyser.
Lift up your shirt. Are you wearing a shirt?
No, I still have my armor.
Wait. Oh yeah, that's right. You do have your armor.
I have
I was
my
gonna
armor.
say,
Yeah.
Take off your armor.
Why?
Just do it.
Okay.
It's an action.
It is an action. Yeah, I can take it off really. Yeah, just kind of like.
you kind of like step out of it. Or do you wear clothes underneath the armor?
No, I'm just the clay. Whatever the clay version.
The clay
of
Ken
me.
doll.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you have a belly button?
That's enough.
I don't. I'm a clone.
It's true.
Fred was looking for a belly button.
Yeah.
Kyle X Y.
It really just depended on like who created the simulacra in that case, right? Like if Madame Talvin decided she wanted to poke a belly button in to make it more aesthetically pleasing or not.
She was not totally done.
Yeah.
Apparently.
It's very smooth. Everything is very smooth.
Yes.
Half baked.
Okay. I will say the rest of the evening passes by normally, unless you have anything else that you want to discuss.
Can I put my
So
Can I put my armor
Excellent.
back on?
Yes.
Okay.
Just step back into it?
Yeah, I just gotta step backwards in it, like.
Yes.
Bolt, do you know what this is?
No.
Can you-
May I?
I'll
Hand
toss
it to Fred first.
You're Fred, hold it.
I actually will move out of the way.
Fred will lick it.
It go ahead and roll me a constitution saving
Oh, no.
throw, please. This thing has been in acidic water for a while.
It's just spicy. That's it.
Why is it spicy?
That's what acid in the mouth
an
is.
18, actually.
Yeah, you're like it tastes horrible because it's acidic and like you feel like your tongue is burning a little bit, but it doesn't
Like
have any
eating
negative
too much
effects.
pineapple.
Yeah, like eating too much pineapple.
There. It's safe.
Very well. I was just making sure it wasn't cursed. It's a long story. Well, not that long. He handed me a cursed item and I got cursed. He knew it was cursed.
I didn't know it was cursed. It didn't curse me.
I couldn't heal for a while. It took
For all I
some of my
know,
magic
he's
away.
cursed, and I just gave it to him, and it activated the
'Kay.
curse.
That's probably true.
Oh, my wish! My wish!
Sorry.
Okay. What does it smell like?
It smells like acidy water, basically just like the geyser smells like,
You found
which
it
is kind of a
sulfur?
sulfuric. Yeah, it's kind of a nasty.
I will spend 10 minutes and ritual cast Identify.
Okay.
Excellent.
So this is a.
Hold on, I need an orb.
Yes, perfect. That looks like a Pokeball.
Seems
So-
to be
Victor wasn't too.
mainstays made this orb.
Victor wasn't too far off calling it a trap crystal, or Preston wasn't.
Okay.
It's similar in design. Basically, what it does is it anchors an elemental to a specific place. But what it does specifically for you is counts as an elemental gem of a water elemental. However, it's not sorry, it's not a water
So-
elemental. It's a water elemental myrmidon, which is like a tougher elemental. So you can use the gem as an action. You can break the gem. Well, break it or undo the seal, and it will summon a water elemental myrmidon.
I'm just imagining that was the anchor to hold the big one down there, and now he's like stuck to the ceiling, like.
It's like a
Yeah,
like a,
as we walk, it's like
magnet.
sliding along the thing. Everyone's wondering why their geyser doesn't erupt anymore.
Oopsies.
Yeah, it did
Didn't
look
we
like
have-
it
I
was a
swear we
containment
had-
of some kind.
That's where we had we used one air elemental or something in another fight that we got. Some kind of
it
thing.
might have been a
This was a
different
while
campaign.
ago,
Yeah.
though. It appears that this is not an item that can summon water elemental.
Do you believe it's connected to the geyser? Or maybe if, like, their family or something?
I don't know.
We didn't just steal their child, did we?
No,
I feel bad.
I would never steal a child. That was already taken. They'd claim to.
Are you talking about orphans?
You would steal
For your
orphans?
army?
I would not steal them. I would adopt them and raise them as my own.
Well, if you would like to adopt this elemental,
Yes.
You can add him to the army.
it seems to be a one-time only thing, correct?
Yeah, the conjure elemental spell lasts for
It's not like
an hour.
we can't reuse it once the
No,
seal's
and once
been broken.
once the seal's been broken, it releases whatever's
You
inside.
have to break the seal, and then
Does it have a name?
Do you have a name?
You shake it like an A-ball.
Yeah.
And then a little thing.
All signs point to.
it's just an eye.
Yeah. No, it
And all
does
your
not.
other eyes
It doesn't
turn and look at
respond.
it.
Well, I'll have to name it myself. Oogly boogly.
Boogly boogly.
Yes.
It needs a title as well.
So
Oogly boogly. I was going to say something that. I'm not going to say that anymore.
Boogly boogly.
the vitrolic.
The powerful.
One of your eye stalks comes around, the disintegration one, and carves that into the front of it. So it now says Oogly Boogly the Powerful on it.
That's oogly boogly. It's from some good show. No, it's great googly
Great Googly
moogly.
Moogly. The galoshes.
I was thinking
Yes.
Oogie Boogie from
Nightmare.
Nightmare.
Yeah. So, I'm assuming the next morning we take off from Shahar Peetal. Probably because people are starting to ask questions about what happened last night, why the geyser has been going off more frequently. In fact, all evening, every about 30 minutes instead of about every hour. It seems to be kind of bursting and blasting
We'll
again.
fly away casually,
Very
but not too
well.
casual.
Do like,
Like the perfect amount of casual.
Yeah, just
Perfect,
the right
of
amount of
course.
casual.
with like
Yeah.
Free Willy style in the background.
And you make your way.
Can we take a long rest?
Yes, you have a long rest.
Since we're also in town, too.
Long rest.
Because I wanted to.
Yeah, restore your spell slots and everything. So
Well, actually, hold on.
it doesn't hurt to take a long rest.
Oh, I was mistaken. I forgot that my magical tinkering doesn't. It's not like a reset. It's just I can just keep doing it,
Yeah.
and it just overwrites the last one. So I could have done that last one, but
Oh well.
Yeah, that's okay.
that's okay.
So you continue
Little
on
more.
your travel northeast. It's another.
Yeah, we're traveling towards. Are we going to Shahar Kanzi, or are we going direct to Ha'atana? As I'm looking at, like, we're
We
looking
are
at the map.
bypassing Shahar Kanzi.
And Shahar Kanzi's a little off the beaten path.
Let's not go there.
Tis a silly place.
It's only a model.
So it's going to be 6 days to Ha'atana. I used to crack up every time.
This is my favorite part. That like
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What are we flying over? Like, is it desert? Is it forest? Is
Mostly
it
desert and highlands.
jungle?
Like
Mountains?
there's a lot of like there's kind of a lot of like highland brushland. You can see like yak farms down below, that kind of thing. There's a lot of snowy peaks even here. Not as snowy
probably
as
the
the
close-
giant spire that's in the distance.
So
There's a
the
giant,
closer we get to the
mountain.
Silent Peaks, probably the more
Yeah,
wintry weather it gets.
correct. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'd say probably, yeah, like that's pretty much what you're seeing is mostly highlands. There's a lot of like really long winding trails that lead between them. Shahar Peetal was kind of
Are there any rivers?
unique. There are some rivers. Usually they come up from like almost like an underground spring kind of thing. Just because a lot of the water in Arconis runs underneath.
Does anyone else miss the rivers of Aneria?
Not particularly.
Really?
I can see why. You might have a bad experience with one.
Not necessarily a bad experience. In fact, I think I was baptized. That's
That
why I
tracks, that
cannot die.
tracks. That's the qualification. I don't know. I never really thought about being homesick. It's different here. It's fun to travel.
There's a lot less rivers. It feels weird. I miss seeing them just crisscrossing the landscape.
Maybe it's because you're not in your normal body that you're feeling these feelings.
I mean, you were born
No,
here.
I think you are correct.
Yeah.
I wonder if I have citizenship.
Dual citizenship at this point.
It's possible. I don't know what the requirements are.
I'm an Arconian citizen.
Yeah.
Or at least a Uzatmoaian.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do they call themselves?
So
Uzatis?
every different country calls themselves something different because Ozamwai is a collection of like countries.
What country were
bounding
we in
together.
Eldros? Is that the country? Eldros? It says it's a relatively small
Yeah.
city, but
I'd probably so you'd be an Eldrosian specifically, but like I guess like Europe call themselves European all the time, so it's probably more like Ozadian.
When
Yeah.
you go to the bathroom in America, you're American. But when you're in the bathroom, European.
I knew that was coming and I couldn't stop
what
it.
if you're European though?
Then you need the bidet.
The dragon bidet.
The dragon bidet. Yes.
The dragit.
Draget.
Dragon.
I think I might use that. I'm Eldrosian now. Or at least partially. But I don't think that it would have mattered what body I was in. I still think that I would have felt this way.
Quite frankly, I'm not sure I'm proud to be from an area.
It does have its problems.
Mostly problems.
There's plenty of good things too. You met us. We met you.
You're right. I'm teasing. By the way,
Kilobix. He's really nice.
I've
You've
never
never
met
met
Kilobix.
Oh, well, once you meet him, you'll find out that he's really nice.
I'm sure.
It seems to be thundering.
You do actually notice that there seems
Yeah, the
to be
weather's
thunder
changing.
going on. It doesn't seem to be coming from around you. Like you're kind of in the cloud cover at this point. This kind of late into the, I would say it's probably late afternoon on like the fourth day of your travel. But you do see below you these kind of like big flashes of lightning.
Wait.
Well, we'll not say day. It's probably like early evening.
Does this planet orbit a sun?
Yeah, they all
So-
orbit.
It's complicated. There's like an artificial sun that circles around the Shattered Realms, so it is sort of like
Okay,
the realms
it
are
goes around
mostly
the whole
static.
Shattered Realms.
Yeah,
Okay.
it does like tilt and move to.
or do
kind
the
of-
Shattered Realms circle it?
No,
No?
it is the other way around.
Oh, that's right, because it was artificial.
Yeah, because it's a man-made or a god-made sun.
Yeah.
So
What do they-
it
what do they
orbits
call
around
it?
Davros.
Yeah, Davros.
Yeah, it was made from Davros. Yeah. Yep. Roll your eyes. That's the response.
100% pure Davros.
It does like tilt and kind of move left and right over different areas to simulate seasons, but it's part of why Aneria doesn't have like really harsh winters. like the most you get like a skiff of snow on the ground for one day, almost like it's like Texas, right? Where it's what Texas used to be, where it's just like most of the time it's just a little chilly, and you put on a jacket for the day, kind of stuff.
Got it.
So yeah. Anyway, back to the thunder and the lightning. You are seeing like big flashes beneath you, and it you kind of are like watching over the edge a little bit, and a feathered wing kind of comes out from one of the clouds and then goes back into it, and as it does, it kind of crackles with lightning and sends another wave of thunder through the clouds.
That's below us.
That's below you.
So I cannot see this because I am currently
At the
steering the
wheel.
ship.
Oh, did you see the feathers?
Actually, we'll say that John is steering. You decided to teach him how to pilot the ship because last time you were the only one who was able to.
John, slow and steady, like sweeping gently.
Hey, there we go. And he gets it right away. Yep.
To self-correct the
Yep,
ship.
absolutely. And then as you're kind of watching a little bit more...
When things are bad, I'm going to be like, sweep furiously, sweep furiously. Evasive maneuvers.
This large...
So many things that Fred wants to say to all of that, but she's not going to.
This large bird comes bursting out of the cloud cover, and as it does, like these big arcs of lightning come off of it and kind of slam across the deck. Everybody give me a dexterity saving throw as basically a scattering of electricity kind of flows through.
Oh boy.
13.
13?
9.
9?
16.
16?
And then if it's dex save, then I can.
Yeah, Victor and Bolt are fine. You manage to kind of take cover. Fred, take 1 lightning damage as kind of a little bit just like sparks you. And then the eagle kind of like twists a little bit, and you can see on like its back is it's kind of like blue and gold.
Legendary Pokemon.
Zapdos.
It's kind of blue and gold feathers, and again, there's like crackling lightning coming from its beak and everything. And as it kind of twists, so its talons are away from you as it goes to dive, you can see that there is a rider on it as well.
I want one.
And it drops back into the clouds. And a few moments later, there's like another crackle of thunder and everything. And then...
How big is it? Is it like bigger than the ship?
I would probably say it's...
Or same size as the ship?
I
Or
would
is it
probably
the
say
same
it's-
size as like the wyverns?
Probably the same size as the
Okay.
wyverns. Maybe a bit bigger than them.
Because for some reason I was thinking like
Rock.
a ship, and it's
Yeah.
like
No, and not that
it's
big.
huge.
Yeah.
Okay.
A few moments later, that same one kind of like bursts up again away from you and sends like a scattering of lightning in that direction. And as it kind of crests, it twists around and it starts plummeting towards the deck.
I don't think we
Watch
can
out!
do
I'm
attack.
gonna back away and give it space.
Okay. We'll go ahead and do Caught in a Storm right now because that sounds like the perfect thing. So as it just about hits the ground, the wings flare out and these kind of arcs of lightning almost seem to like catch it and slow it down until it lands kind of perfectly on the deck and brings its wings back in. And the gentleman jumps down. He's very tall, broad-shouldered, kind of a square jaw, and he's got like almost, I wouldn't say stringy, but kind of that, you know, that kind of like those strands of hair that kind of hang down in an unkempt pattern kind of thing. And he's wearing a pair of, they just look like goggles, just like random, probably like gemstone goggles. And he pulls them off his head and he shakes out his hair, which kind of has like little sparks to it and everything. And he goes, "I am so sorry that I buzzed you there. Hi,
Hello. Who are you?
I am Liam. I am of the Thunderbird clan. And you are?
What? So, what race is he? Can we tell?
He's human.
Human.
Yeah. More of an oddity.
We are the Wayward Watch. I'm Bolts. This is Fred, Victor, and John.
Nice to meet you all. If you wouldn't mind just a moment. And he turns and he speaks to his bird and says, "Go let the others know that we'll continue the hunt in a moment if they'd like to join us." And the bird nods and flies off again.
You're on a hunt.
Yes, we're hunting dragons.
For what purpose?
What is your eye stalks are? Is that yours or? Sorry, you took me aback there.
Did I? I'm not striking, am I?
Absolutely. We are hunting dragons because we are hoping to be able to lure one or find one's lair and take its gold and magic for ourselves. I hope that's not a problem. You're not with the Alloy Alliance, I'm assuming.
No. We're actually originally from Aneria, the domed area.
Ah, interesting. And like 4 other Thunderbirds come like crawling out of the, not crawling out of the clouds, but bursting out of the clouds and drop 4 more kind of, they're wearing heavy furs. They've got, they look like they have like pole arms that kind of crackle with energy, that kind of thing.
Have you hunted dragons before?
Yes, all the time, actually. It's one of the only ways that Svalsland can get any sort of magic. Although we don't typically come this far. Don't tell anyone. Svalsland, the human nation. Oh, you're not familiar?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. You are from the big purple orb in the sky, as they say.
Yes.
It seems to have many names.
Yes.
An
Aneria.
area.
Good enough.
Have you just always called it purple orb in the sky?
It's always just been a mystery for our people. Svalsland is a nation of barbarian tribes that have all banded together to seek shelter in the oppression of dragons. We don't adhere to any draconic laws, and we were able to fight back and carve our own little bit of landmass to the northwest.
I would say I've spent some time studying the map.
Yeah.
So I kind of know where Svalsland
Yep.
is.
Yep, it is a tiny little nation.
Yep, it is the dark yellow.
In the dab center of 4 different draconic nations.
Do you guys need the link to the map?
I want to assure you that we are also not hunting metallic dragons. We are specifically out here to hunting whites. This close to Sylium Peaks, it's easier to catch one of them, and they're, well, to be frank, they're a lot stupider than most dragons.
So would you say that they're easier to convince, not enslave? Bad, Fred. Bad.
You wish to parlay with one and convince it to do something for you?
Oh yes, of course.
I would recommend against it. They're just as likely to stab you in the back. Nobody has known a white dragon to be anything but evil and
And what of the
conniving.
people from Svalsland?
Our people strive to keep a good balance in life without needing to rely on the rule of dragons in order to survive.
Have they been very oppressive?
Dragons?
Yes.
Absolutely. They are nothing but oppressive. You've been to a few towns so far?
Yes.
You've seen the absolutely abhorrent way that they deal with their citizens.
No.
I have to disagree with you there.
Taking all the treasure and leaving scraps for
I'm
everyone?
actually best friends with the dragon.
Well,
Oh.
however,
Well, my
He's-
apologies for offending you then.
Apology accepted, thank you.
it's not entirely wrong. They do seem to hoard all of the magic.
Everyone says that it's because there is little magic in Arconis, which, understandable, there could be. However, dragons are also greedy and have a penchant for hoarding naturally, so it seems like a very natural way for them to maintain control over the area.
We actually spent a little bit of time with Nyrod the Glimmering in Aldros.
Yes. As far as it goes, the Metallics have been more kind to their people than most. I will say that much.
Yes, your nation borders the Reds and the Blacks, correct?
Yes, the Regency of Flame and the Darkscale Union, and we also butt a little bit up against the jungles of Zul'Farrak, but that mostly doesn't lead to anything dragon-wise. But we have been in near constant war.
No dragons there.
There are deeper into the forest, but there are creatures in there that consider dragons prey.
That is interesting.
Yes, I've always wanted to ride one.
What are they?
Large carnivorous beasts, lizards, reptilian in nature. Some people call them thunder lizards because we like adding thunder to everything.
The thunder.
Yeah, there was a little clap, but you couldn't hear it. Come on.
Interesting. Have you ever met someone who's ridden one?
No, I haven't. I just...
Think that you're able to tame one.
Oh, absolutely. I've heard stories of it.
Really?
Yes, they're not as intelligent as dragons are, which is the only reason why dragons haven't gone extinct in that area, if you ask me. There are some smarter versions of them in the forest as far as the rumors go, but this is mostly secondhand from the daughters of Odesta. Or sorry, no, Odokata. Sorry.
And who are they?
The daughters of Odokata are a group of shamans and druids that joined Sval's land that worship the nature spirit Odokata. She's one of these gigantic lizards.
Oh.
Not nearly as large as they can get, but about the size of a human, and that's pretty big for a lizard, if you ask me.
Odokata is.
Odokata is, yes. She might be a bit larger. The typical animal that she represents.
Oh, the daughters are human size.
Yeah, some of them. Some of them follow her teachings in Sval's land. We are very big on nature spirits, actually, as you can see. And he... Sorry, he's not cooperating with me today. I'm trying to impress people here, you know.
And what is his name? Fred will approach the Thunderword.
And it will, snap its beak at you with a little bit of lightning. Cracklebeak.
Cracklebeak. You are so adorable.
Give me an animal handling check.
It's not going to be good. I can already feel it.
This one seems to have a bum eye. I will call him.
Yeah, you're not
Bye-bye.
Eve. You don't have the.
I know. Oh, natural 20 though.
Natural 20?
20.
It hesitates a moment, and then it kind of preens itself and leans down and kind of lets you run your hand along the feathers. Your tentacles kind of Jacob's ladder a little bit as it kind of crackles along, and your hair kind of goes a bit frizzy.
She whispers to her, "Would you like to join my army?"
I'm afraid he's
Louder
quite occupied.
for the people in the back.
Just subliminal messaging, nothing to see here.
Anyway, if you're no friends of the...
Would you like one of my my message rocks that just repeats? Join Fred's army. Join Fred's army.
Yes.
Omelette du fromage.
Because if it's whispering something in the ear...
Omelet with cheese? Is that what you just said?
Yeah, sorry, it's a
Dexter's Lab.
Oh.
Yeah.
He falls asleep and the record gets stuck and it says the same thing over and over, so all I can say the next day is omelette du fromage.
I love it.
But the girls love it.
So French. So romantic. The language of love.
But, you represent an interesting opportunity if you don't mind hunting a dragon.
We are a little pressed for time, but...
Maybe you could help us.
Where are you on your way to?
We are on our way to...
Ha'atana.
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
You see, I'm looking for someone. We are looking for someone who
Right now,
is
Fred's
lost.
playing with one of the tentacles. Sorry.
What?
The
Funny.
We are looking for
Yeah, I just-
someone. It's
yeah.
such a bad habit. Alright, try not to do it. We're looking for someone who is lost. Her name is Aphira.
Interesting.
The gentle.
The gentle, blah blah blah. Yes, she has a title and I don't. Thanks for rubbing it in.
That was not my intention, I'm sorry.
I suppose. I mean...
You are quite a ways away from Sval's land.
Yes. And he kind of looks back and at his crew and kind of goes, I'll give you the full disclosure here, just because you seem like decent folk, and I'm not really afraid if things turn out badly for me. I can handle myself in a fight. We are here...
What would you say is your AC?
I don't have any air conditioning, actually, except for the wind in my hair.
So you do know what air conditioning is.
Apparently he does.
Fantastic. We'll continue.
Now, we are also on our way to Ha'atana, sidetracked by dragon hunting, of course.
As usual.
As usual. But we are looking to acquire some mana crystals from their caves before they are distributed to the other nations. Again, Svald's land does not have the capacity for magic that other lands do, and we always try to get what we can.
I'd like to insight check him to see if he has any malice behind what he's saying.
Sure.
5 plus insight. 15?
15? You're pretty sure with the way he's dancing around the word, it sounds like he's planning to raid something and collect some mana crystals.
What does it sound like they are, truthful in the sense that they're actually Robin Hooding and not just hooding?
Yeah, I'd say it doesn't sound like they're being
The
like...
Anerian Prime Directive means we don't interfere with local politics.
That's not true at all. You've done nothing but interfere since you got here.
And what would you do with these mana crystals?
Mostly we would fill them with magic and take them back to Svald's land.
And then what would you do once you had that magic?
Distribute it evenly to the people, of course.
To be used for what purpose?
Whatever purpose they deem. Typically, growing crops rapidly, making updates to wards so that we can fight off the two nations constantly breathing down our necks.
That seems fair. Do you have a code of conduct?
We don't hurt innocents, if that's what you're asking.
Yes, that is good. You see, our first tactic is that wizards die first. You should take that into account.
Oh yes, you always have to go for the magic user as quickly as possible.
Yes, and never, ever, ever say Zolos.
I am...
Oh, I said it!
Because we have the thunder up.
Yeah, wait. That wasn't one of ours.
I am very proud of Fred right now.
I remember
Critically
too.
beaming.
So, I would like to make an offer, if you don't mind. My crew, my team, my party, my raiders, and they all chuckle a little bit, would like to book passage on your fine skyship. Shelter us in your cargo hold until you get to Ha'atana, and let us sneak out in the dusk of the night, collect what we need, and get back. And in exchange, we will provide you with monetary compensation, or what else would you prefer?
Some of those mana crystals would be very handy.
It would be nice to have a connection in the underground.
I would love to have a Thunderbird on our team.
Thunderbirds do take a long time to raise and bond with, but I'd be more than happy to start the process.
Fred's
Really?
I have no patience, dang it.
Could I have a little baby one?
That would be typically how you would start. That's
Fred, I think I have a way to help you with that.
as such a
Get the bird first.
strapping
This could go
young lady.
so
such as
many
yourself.
weird directions.
Strapping? Is that what you're calling all the beautiful girls around you? No.
Well, I mean, I don't see any other beautiful girls around here.
Well, it's because these two doofuses are here.
There's a couple females in the raiding party that kind of cross their arms a little bit and huff, and he goes, right. With you being you typically you would want to raise the chick as a child and grow with it. However, you're not so old that you wouldn't be able to start the process now.
Thank you. I'm still in my prime.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes, she's only 23. Or however old your character is. I don't know if we've ever...
I can't remember. I'm only how old, however I am. Whatever. Am I making sense?
Yes. So,
Boo-ba-ba.
if, however, we do not just hand out Thunderbirds to anyone.
Well, no, of course not.
It would be improper and disrespectful to our symbiotic relationship with them.
Oh, yes.
So if you prove yourself as a worthy and noble soul, one of the Thunderbirds will choose you. Or one of the chicks will choose you. That's not ominous. Come on, Cracklebeak.
I think we need to have a discussion as a group.
I agree.
At us,
Of course.
the Wayward Watch.
We will be back in about 20 minutes or so.
Very well.
And he
John,
goes-
if they come back, make sure they're entertained.
Got it.
Do some broom tricks.
Right. And he's like stopped the ship at this point.
Yeah.
And he goes, "See you soon." And he just goes and runs and jumps off of the edge. And Crackleby goes and falls off after him.
It looks over and just waits for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Give
First of all, I think Liam wants to be my boyfriend. I've never had one before. Am I doing it right?
I saw the sparks between you.
No, I think that was just Cracklebeak.
Oh.
Maybe Cracklebeak would like to be your boyfriend.
I think I'm reading into this. I don't know. What do you think? Are they really good or are they bad?
I think their
Not
motives...
that I really care that much.
I think their motives are questionable at best. But I don't know about you guys. I personally do not have any feelings one way or another based on what we've seen so far.
He is neutral.
He is. Yeah. How does one fall into a life of neutrality?
It definitely feels like he's doing something honorable, trying to take care of his families.
We have seen that the dragons do hoard magic.
And the one friend we do have that's a dragon says that the white dragons are pretty much the scum.
Yes.
So
No problem.
as long as he's hunting white dragons, which are supposedly bad, and he's redistributing whatever gains they get to his countrymen, I don't really see a reason not to let him book passage.
Agreed. How would you feel about getting a little Cracklebeak of our own?
Listen, if it's just about growing up near you, we just cast the enlarge spell on the baby. Then it grows big near you.
I can do that.
Bam. Done.
Genius.
Just like that.
But what's
You
the
are the
enlarged
brains.
spell?
I don't know. I just hear about it.
What else can you use it on? Anyway.
Every now and then, one of them
only
comes
reduce.
through.
Yeah. So you want one of the birds?
I just think it would be a great asset to the team.
And your army, eventually.
And yes.
You don't need to sugarcoat it.
Yes, I want to raise an army. I've been telling you this.
We told you we're
nonstop.
with you.
We could convert Aramis's room into a hatchery of some sort. Or...
Yes.
Then eventually you could hang out with the griffins back in the tower.
There's a tower.
Our tower.
Yes.
What?
The Wayward Watchtower.
Yeah.
And you have griffins there.
Yes.
Have you ever ridden them?
And an owlbear.
Technically, yes. Well,
No, you have.
no, we haven't. But we heard of the ones that helped us get the tower did.
Oh, interesting.
And that here. Yeah.
If you want to see how water is a powerful tool.
Yep.
For drowning things that can breathe underwater.
And how to woo a griffin.
Yes.
Well, you bring it pretty rocks.
Yeah.
Sticks for its nest.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should also get some mana crystals if they are able to gather some. We could definitely use them.
I think one concern I potentially have is Nyrod not being very happy about this. He is my bestie.
Just
That's no.
don't tell him.
Oh,
And he would be.
is that all it takes?
However, he also dislikes the white dragon.
That's true.
You heard that from him.
Yes.
Direct from the dragon's mouth.
Exactly.
So this is something you could gossip with him about how you
If anything,
we
we're
get
eliminating
dragons?
the competition.
precisely.
Think about how he would react if you told him that we hunted a white dragon and perhaps took it out.
And hopefully, when we find one of those beautiful white dragons, we'll get a lead on wherever, what's her name, the gentle Afira is.
Who?
I think I'm jealous.
You have to put the title thing aside. You will find a good title. Perhaps Fred, Dragon Hunter. But you'd have to actually hunt the dragon first.
I got chills. Yes, let's do it.
Fred the Dragon's Bane.
Ooh,
That's even better.
I love that. Alter my real last name. Yes.
You never thought to, like, actually drop your last name
No.
before now. And you're like, wait a minute.
I am no longer a Bloodsbane.
Well, Bloodbane.
What about you, Victor? Is there anything specific that you might want out of this deal?
I think just maybe teaching them a little bit about the creed. Sounds like they're already on the right path.
We can throw that in as a possible
Not
stipulation.
that it's like, hey, you guys have to convert to get in here kind of thing, but it'd be cool to just have more people to.
We're not
share
here.
the
We're not
ideas.
here on on missionary work. You know that, right?
I thought we were here to dominate the entire continent and bring it under our rule.
No. Let's put that.
What?
Definitely not.
Oh, that was a dream last night. My
I had
bad.
the same dream. Weird.
It was your eye stock
No,
transmitting it.
I just feel that I want to make sure that they understand that if they touch anything that belongs to me, I will kill them.
I mean, you can mention that, maybe a little more politely, but yes,
Oh, the directness is polite, yes. I'm
not necessarily.
being very frank. Not Fred, but frank.
My parents were going to name me Frank to begin with, but I'm glad they went with Fred.
Yeah, Frank the Dragon's Bane doesn't really have a ring,
Agreed.
that good of a ring to it.
Thank you.
Frank.
Okay, so I think what I'm learning is we have to go to them with a set of requests and demands. So,
We're negotiating.
oh yes, so here's what we want. We want to hunt a dragon with them. Sounds very fun.
Sounds very dangerous.
We want to get a Thunderbird. What did you say?
A title? You
Oh,
can get
yes.
a
Cougar
title
Falcon
from them.
Thunderbird.
Yes. I would love to earn my title. We also are hoping. What else? Oh, some mana crystals.
Yes.
How many?
Well, I guess it depends on how many they get. Perhaps a percentage.
Oh, that's a great idea. How does that work?
Percentages?
Yes.
Oh dear. You definitely were homeschooled, yes. I can explain. We don't have enough time for that.
Okay.
But
Is it similar to the birds and the bees talk?
some people think so. Some people think math is just as bad as.
1 plus 1 equals 2.
Yeah, duh.
Interesting. Okay, I like it.
So, where have you been having this conversation?
Underneath the poop deck.
Okay. In that little cabin that's there. Okay. Yeah, you come back out, and the Thunderbird clan raiding party is kind of sitting around on deck. They came back.
Is
And John is
doing like
John is definitely like
sign spinning, but with a broom?
In fact, he has been working with Liam, it looks like, and Liam is like teaching him like other sweeping techniques with his own spear.
No, sweep the leg.
Yeah.
Sweep the leg.
And in fact, like when you come out, he is like, that is a very interesting point of view, John. I didn't think about that particular technique. You are quite skilled.
My brain went. The whole universe is dusty and needs to be swept.
Yeah, that's the concept.
Yeah.
Everything is unclean and needs to be dusted.
He's a
Unclean.
paladin. He's cleanse everything.
Yes.
And there you are. So, have we come to a decision?
We have. We would be willing to help you
Excellent.
if we get a percentage of the mana crystals.
Of course. What percentage do you believe would be fair?
25%.
It kind of sizes you up
Is that big?
a little bit.
No.
Give me a persuasion check.
Is it
I'm
25
negotiating.
out of how many?
It's 25.
Natural 20,
25.
but
Natural
19.
20?
Yeah.
I believe that sounds more than fair. 25% of the mana crystals that we are able to recover And in exchange, you help us.
We also have a few other things.
Interesting.
One of the Thunderbirds.
Of course.
A baby.
If I prove myself and it chooses me.
Of course. We would request that you do prove yourself on this adventure. And you and I will be working very closely in order to
And also,
achieve that.
Victor has some pamphlets, I guess, for you.
Have you heard about?
Don't
Do you,
touch my
have a,
stuff.
do you have a moment to talk about our Lord and Savior, the Ving?
Well, it sounds like we have an agreement.
We do.
Excellent. Well,
Wait, we do.
and he spits in his hand and full on claps. Agreement settled then.
Very well.
Do you need me to spit in your hand?
Now,
No,
this isn't going to work if we don't have
I don't
a
have any spit.
large enough place to store our
How do you swallow
companions.
I just make sure I drink lots of water with it.
food? Okay, I am so. Torrey is fascinated with Bolt's digestive system
So
in this new.
we
hobby.
actually figured that the fluids.
If you want to know how, we're going to mute this all. And it'll
No,
be on
we're
Patreon.
not
No, I'm
doing
just
that.
kidding.
He's kind of like a non-Newtonian fluid. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's kind of like a fluid that.
Oobleck.
Yeah. So technically, like, he does have fluid inside of him that he uses to swallow and that kind of thing for that one. They knew that was going to happen. Now, do you have a space large enough to hold our companions?
We actually have a smuggling deck.
I knew I liked this ship.
He's not wrong. Yes, we have
We used to
enough room to...
Well, the people who owned this used to smuggle slaves. Well,
Yes, it was slaves.
yeah.
And you took it from them?
Yes,
We liberated it.
And the slavers are
dispatched.
Dead,
excellent.
I think. Well, they were dead, and then they came back alive with like some glowy blue stuff on them, and then we had to kill them again.
Interesting.
It was a whole episode. You can watch it here.
Thank you. You just hand out like episode crystals.
It's like a rock that's shaped like the YouTube play button.
Yeah. Well, let's get our companions into the hold. We are about 2 days out from Haatana, so this would be a good time to settle them in there and make sure that everything
Victor,
will
will
be
you go down and open up the keel of the ship? And it's like, I say it's, so you've got like main deck, the next deck down, which the forward half of it's probably like cargo,
Yeah.
and it's pretty big. But then like behind that, it's split into the crew quarters or whatever,
And the
crew
galley.
cabins and the galley, and then underneath that is where
The smugglers.
the rest of the smugglers.
How many?
is. And then like it like literally opens up.
Yeah.
They can get inside.
How many are there?
How many barbarians and
I believe.
there are 5.
5.
Yep.
Okay.
There are 5
And 5 birds.
large thunderbirds, yeah, and
Liam
5.
and 4 more riders.
Yep.
Okay.
None of you. The one other thing we probably need to ask: will any of you be noticed or recognized on sight by anyone in the city we are going to?
we have disguises prepared.
Okay, good. If not, we might have to prepare a class or something on the way.
Is there a? Have we talked about this before? Any sort of law enforcement around here?
The Alloy Alliance takes care of most of the law enforcement. So they're individual
The Worm
parts,
Riders.
yeah. The Worm Riders
Oh,
and
yes.
there's also a ground-based troop as well.
Only slightly better than the Arcanum.
I don't know how to take that, Bolt.
Not
As I was
you.
once a member
You're no longer
of
the Arcanum.
The Arcanum.
Yeah, and you remember how bad they were.
Yes. Well, some. Not me.
Most.
I mean, imagine being part of a cult your entire life and just finding out later. It's
Seriously embarrassing. You need to
Seriously.
reevaluate your life.
No, I'm talking about you.
Oh,
Both of you, actually.
Was I part of a cult?
Those are all questions we should all ask ourselves at some
It's
point
true,
in your
actually.
life.
Absolutely.
Just to make sure.
Just to make sure.
Fred,
If you're asking yourself, am I in a cult?
You probably are.
You probably are, yeah.
If you have some free time, I'd like to start seeing if you can learn the basics of bird riding.
Yes.
Excellent. And he holds out his hand. We have to get on the bird.
She like gives him a high five.
I was going to help you on to Cracklebeak.
Oh, thank you. I think I'll try it myself.
Does Fred like lift her leg up and put it your foot
100%.
in? like
She does not know how to get how to
Go ahead.
mount.
Like, give me another animal
you're gonna help
handling
me
check.
mount. Okay, here you go. Here's my foot.
And as he steps back and he kind of just gives a little knowing smile, like, feel free.
That was like I'm just imagining literally me the last time we tried to get on a horse.
It was so tall.
Make sure you grab your little
And
hair
I, like,
thing and
I
like
put my
connect it together with the other.
No way. That's just gross. 11.
11? Yeah, it does not go well. You try and you end up falling flat on your butt in front of everybody. The other raiders laugh, but Liam just comes over and offers his hand again and says, "May I help you up?"
Yes.
Excellent. And he helps you onto the mount, kind of shows you the proper technique. And then he...
Does he take the opportunity to touch the butt? Because why do you think that
No,
guys help girls
he
up
is a
on the
gentleman and
horses?
he does not touch the butt
Wow.
at this point.
You're gonna touch the bed.
Yeah. But he does help you get on, and then he climbs on right behind you. And he kind of shows you the individual, like, you need to put one foot here, and it's kind of like a sloped stirrup that kind of twists. And the other foot here, and
They
then you
ride 'em
really
like-
have to hold on to the...
like
Yeah, they're
like
basically
a-
riding almost motorcycle style, yeah.
You see, because they're electric, they have torque right out the gate.
Oh, that's so
You have
nice.
to hold on tight.
Yeah, you have to charge them overnight though.
Yes.
How?
And he turns back to the rest of his crew and he says, get the others below deck and I guess settle in wherever they put you. Are you ready?
I was born ready. I've always wanted to say that.
And he goes, all right, you're going to need this. And he hands you his spear and then snaps his fingers and one
like
of the other
polearms,
barbarians. Yeah, it's like a polearm. Hand that tosses him theirs as well. And he
Why?
says, you'll need to actually use one arm to hold it out. Or else you'll get a pretty nasty shock.
Okay. How? Like
And
this?
he kind of shows you the proper technique to kind of like hold it towards the end, but kind of away from you, almost sideways. So you're basically, you basically have it kind of stretched out as far as you can towards one wing.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then as you take off, as Cracklebeak takes off, the lightning hits again.
It's like a lightning rod.
But it basically is like lightning rod and sends it sparking out to the side rather than through you.
Magical grounding.
Yep.
Have you ever been shocked by one?
Absolutely. Typically, our first ride, we always get shocked because they don't tell us how to prevent that. I figured we'd spare you the pain.
Well, I am used to learning through pain. That's what Sir always did. But this is nice too.
It sounds like an interesting life.
I think so.
I'd like to hear more about it. And they go like into the cloud
I
cover.
can show you. That's what I was imagining when he's like, do you trust me?
Do you trust me?
So go ahead and give me an animal handling check with disadvantage. This is not a
Shiny.
fail and you
Oh,
fall
that was a
type thing.
natural
This
for me.
is
That one fell out of the box, and then it was a 4.
okay. Yeah, it doesn't really go well. You seem to be fighting a lot with where Cracklebeak wants to go, and eventually, like, he leans over, and he's got the goggles on, and you basically kind of have your eyes shut.
All of my
but the eye
eyes.
stalks are like handling it for you. One will get hit, and the other ones will make sure to open up at that time, kind of thing. So it's like, well, first of all, we do need to get you a pair of goggles next
Can I
time.
get some for all of them?
I mean,
My crown.
can you see out of those? And he turns one around to face him.
Can she see out of that?
Yes, you can actually.
Yes.
When you focus. Oh, that's kind of
Yeah.
crazy. You have like
It's like seeing like a spider.
8 different
Ew.
views going on all at the same
She's
time.
always like sick.
Yeah, so you basically like one of the eye stalks basically turns around and you see his face kind of like peering in a little bit.
Bombastic side eye.
Wow, you have such beautiful eyes.
We're gonna say my initial thought was like a steel blue, like bluish gray, but it can be what color do you want him to be?
It's Antonio Banderas on a bird.
Brilliant green.
Brilliant green.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, like a blazing green. How about that?
Blazing green eyes.
I must admit, yours are very beautiful as well. I'm referring to the two, although the other ones are very fine.
Really? I can't see them for myself.
Two of them
Just,
turn
like,
to face
fold,
each
like-
other, and it just gives you a little bit of a headache.
Like when you're crossing your eyes.
Come here.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh.
But he does start to teach you that you're trying to guide the bird too much. And when you get your own bird and create sort of the bond between you, things will be a lot easier. But you need to listen to what they want to do and kind of smoothly push them in that direction.
How do I do that? How do I listen to them?
Here, just a moment, and he actually will take you and he'll grab you by the hips and he'll slide you back towards the passenger's saddle, I guess, as he
The
spins
sidecar,
around.
the bird sidecar.
No, definitely not. No more sidecars in
It's
this.
just a pouch hanging off the wing.
No!
No. And as he does, he
It's Bjorn.
he does spin around really gracefully on placing his feet in the proper place on the wing without breaking it or adding too much pressure until he's sitting in the front, and he goes, "Hold on tight, and I'll show you what to do."
Okay.
And he definitely he gives a hip and dives down, and you can see that basically the bird seems to almost respond naturally to his light tilts rather than trying to haul on the reins one way or the other, or the saddle one way or the other. He just kind of leans, and the bird naturally moves in that direction. Naturally.
Naturally, it's natural.
And soon enough, you're below the cloud cover and you're in the Arconian night. There's some mountains just kind of in the distance. It's all very beautiful.
I would think this was romantic if I knew anything about romance.
Is it not?
Well, I don't know.
Have you never been romanced before?
No, I don't think so.
How unfortunate.
It was never allowed. I only just barely learned how to make babies.
He's sorry, a bug in my mouth there.
I love how
We're going
that's
to-
the wrong steps.
Yeah.
The big baby part is the last.
Shouldn't you know how to make babies first so you can avoid it if you don't want babies? I'm just saying. Sex education.
I mean, that's a very interesting fact about you, Fred.
Yes. Actually, it was Nyrod who enlightened me.
The dragon told you.
Yes, and my friends.
They seem quite the eclectic bunch, that's for sure.
Yes, they're very weird.
I wasn't going
Both
to say
in
that.
real life and in game.
Bolt cannot poop. And Victor, well, I love him and he's adorable. But I'm not sure. I don't know. He's supposed to marry this girl. He's worried about making babies with her.
And he, at this point, actually, Liam will full on spin around in the saddle to face you and sit down. And he's just letting Crackle be
One
basically
leg
fly himself.
goes right in front of you as he turns around.
It's very much like
Very
a sweep
acrobatic.
blade, yeah. And he's like, is he worried he's just not going to perform well?
I have no idea. We haven't really had an in-depth conversation, but he did send a message to Lyra, his betrothed, asking if she knew.
That's right, I forgot to reply to that message. She's probably just reading it over and over again and being like, what? How do I respond to this?
I don't know if she ever wrote
What have I
back,
got myself into?
but
Interesting.
he's complicated.
He does seem very particular about his stuff.
Oh yes, don't touch it.
Yes. Good thing that we are not thieves. Well, we don't steal from people we like.
Yes. That's good.
And there's
good life advice in
Yeah.
general. Don't steal from people you like.
there's a kind of a lull in the conversation, but he hasn't turned around yet. And he says, I have to admit, when I heard that you were looking for a title when we first met, the first thing that came to my mind was beguiling.
Beguiling. Really?
Yes.
Me?
Yes, you're enchanting. I've never seen someone quite like you, Fred.
Make that face, but worse.
Yeah. She's like,
like
does not know how to react.
Yeah.
She's never been in a situation like this before.
And he just says, I have absolutely no desire to make you uncomfortable.
Oh.
And if I push too far, you let me know. But I do find you very appealing, and I would like to pursue something with you.
Something...
Romantically,
Oh, really?
yes.
How would we do that?
Well, typically, there would be a courtship involved.
Crap, my
and-
Virgin alarm's going off.
Typically, there would be courtship involved. Perhaps we would go on a nightly adventure, a nightly ride of sorts. And he kind of like looks around at the sky, you know, to get to know each other a little bit and see if we're compatible. I'm a little taken aback. I thought that you would have had a romantic interest before a romantic relationship.
No. I mean, no. I don't think I've ever had the opportunity.
Well, every man that has ever seen you is a fool for not trying to pursue you.
Well, my father was quite high up in the Arcanum, which was mostly the people we spent time with. And I don't think he wanted anyone pursuing me that way.
Fathers can be very oppressive.
Oh, yes.
Mine did
especially
not
mine.
want me to come on this trip.
Much, especially Dragon Fathers.
Yes.
Dragon fathers. What a drag. Your father did not want you to come.
No, this is a very long-form mission that has many dangers to it, and being the son of a clan leader means that you don't get to often participate in dangerous missions because you're supposed to lead one day.
But he does believe in your purpose.
Yes, of course.
Well, fathers are protective. And I think that's a lot to unpack. Maybe he means well.
There comes a time in every father's life that they're supposed to push their birds out of the nest and let them fly on their own, though.
Well, yes. I suppose that's true.
But, how about this? Let's have more friendly discussions and work together on this mission very closely. Make sure that you are worthy of the Thunderbird, which we're already seeing plenty of already.
Really? You think so?
Yes, of course. You seem the noble sort. You don't seem to be needlessly violent or cruel. Give me a quick deception check, I suppose.
You did say needlessly.
19.
Fred probably believes that all the violence
Cruel,
is
maybe not.
needed.
Deception plus 8.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so good at lying.
Yeah, you like it barely shows on your face. And if at the end of our mission you have any sort of additional feelings that you would like to explore, we can.
That sounds great. Well,
Wonderful.
by the way, I should warn you, I think we can probably make an exception for you, but Victor and I love to haze. When people join our
Got a
ship.
chill down my spine.
So I just want you to know,
The
how would your comrades respond if there was some slight hazing that happened?
violently. We're not used to being able to relax while we're out here.
So not quite as well as morbid.
Who is morbid?
Morbid.
Yes.
You're probably
That is what I
hearing,
said.
if they're close enough, they'll hear in the distance Victor being thrown off the side of the ship.
Yeah.
He was just this terrible person who had no sense of humor.
I see. Well, I
I
have
made
a
him-
very good sense of
I
humor.
made him a scrapbook.
A scrap book.
Okay. I'll show you how to do it.
Of course.
You can
And
look.
I will
That's-
show you the
that's-
art of
that's-
romancing.
That is second
Yeah.
sheet stuff. Scrap.
Her scrapbook will be how to romance.
Now, would you like to try a trust fall?
Yes.
Excellent. Unhook your feet from the stirrups.
Okay.
And he grabs your shoulders and he says, Cracklebeak will catch you. And then just kind of pushes you off the side. Unless you want to try and stop him.
No, she'll do it.
Okay. So you start free falling down towards
We just hear
the ground.
a blood curdling scream.
There's that geyser again. And you fall for maybe about like 300 or 400 feet when all of a sudden Cracklebeak like starts matching your speed and coming underneath you. And you see that Liam is back in the passengers, and he says, grab onto the... What is the part of the saddle? The horn?
Horn.
Grab onto the horn.
I don't know what that is.
This part.
Grab.
Okay, yeah, and go ahead and give me an acrobatics check
As you're flailing in the air.
as Cracklebeak basically like
Natural
evens
one.
out.
This is definitely not graceful.
Yeah, you definitely kick Liam in the face as this is going on.
He did say he wanted to be romanced.
And take 5 lightning damage as you forget to extend the pole arm out as well as you basically touch the bird.
All of the stalks go
Yep.
straight up.
I'm never going to figure this out.
Oh, you'll get it. You've only been at this for 30 minutes.
Fine.
And he kind of wipes his bloody lip and he says, perhaps we should head back for the evening, though. We don't want to worry your friends.
No. They probably are not even worried. Well, Bolt probably is.
I am pacing the deck right now, like,
It's past curfew!
I should have told him to bring her back by 11.
Did you put the other raiders up in
Yeah.
individual rooms, like guest rooms, or how many rooms does this place have?
The ship, I think, only has like 6
Okay.
total rooms.
Yeah.
No, they're down in the smuggle hold. Remember?
They're okay. Well, you're putting them in there with the birds
Oh,
if they want.
we'll have them triple up on a couple of rooms.
Okay, yeah,
Because I definitely do not give up our 3 rooms.
yeah.
And
I
John,
mean, there's only
for some
4 of them,
reason,
so.
loves sleeping in the closet. Don't know why.
That's so bizarre.
It's weird. It is so weird.
He's like,
No, he does this. Clunk.
yeah.
Away from his... It's nature versus nurture.
Nurture.
Like, John, get out
But
of the closet!
so we have 3, and there's 5 of them, so they can do 2 to room. Then maybe I'll leave 1 open for. Actually, no, they only have 2 rooms,
They only
so
have
they
2.
got to figure out.
That's fine. Yeah, one of them is like on top deck right now.
Because I definitely would not give up Aramis's room. At this point.
She is also pacing, but it looks like she's more just like on guard duty, on watch, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I am trying to keep a lookout for Fred as well.
So you want to continue then
Continue,
the bird training?
yes.
Of course.
And the romance training, too.
Excellent. And he'll go ahead. He'll wrap his hand around your waist and say, "Let's head for that mountain peak then."
And she, like, immediately kind of, like, stiffens because she's thinking that he's going to, like, grapple her or something.
Let's see if he notices. Wisdom's in his
Do it.
best war.
Constitution save to see if you go, bah, like hit him like right
Yes.
in the
Yeah, would you like to?
Yes,
Okay.
for sure. It's just like,
bloody as
Reaction.
well.
Reaction.
Yeah.
oh, not good. That's 3. No, a 3? Yeah. Plus whatever. What
It would be
was it?
like a, we'll just say like a intelligence saving throw probably here to
Wisdom.
or wisdom.
Probably
Yeah,
wisdom.
yeah.
Wisdom saving
Social
throw,
norms.
So, yeah, 8.
8. Yeah, he definitely like wraps his hand around your waist and you like full on like headbutt him in the back of the head or in the nose and he my apologies, that was too forward of me.
I'm so sorry. I thought you were going to... I don't know. Spar with me.
Perhaps later, but that is all part of romance is
Sparring is?
no physical touch.
Oh,
No romance partner.
really?
Yes, it doesn't have to be anything major like the full shebang. He just like thinks about the word for a moment. It can be simply holding hands or wrapping your arms around each other.
Oh. Sounds...
Have you never had a hug before?
What's a hug?
Oh my!
Hug's a person.
We do have a
Hug
lot
is
to go
a person.
through. It's 2 people wrapping their arms around each other in an embrace to show love and affection for one another.
Love and affection.
Or comfort.
What? Interesting. I have a lot to learn.
Here, land on that peak over
I
there.
think Bolt's actually hugged you before.
Has he?
I think so.
They? Have
Yeah.
they?
Have they?
I believe
Probably.
so. Yeah.
But she probably saw it as like a...
It was probably after probably after I got resurrected. So however you would have reacted. that
You,
way.
Oh.
yeah, it might have been like a Bolt's analyzing me. What's going on? You know, like
Actually, that makes so much sense now. I think I've been hugged by Bolt.
Oh, that's the gooey one.
It's a new body. They're just getting used to it.
I mean, they are. I mean, it's not a bad body. It's a simulacra.
There's no belly button, which I find very strange.
That is very odd. Everyone has a belly button.
Well, not Bolt.
Every time I try to make one, I just
Yep.
popped back out.
Well, you can't even push it in because it just
Well,
hardens.
I just go slow, right? really, really slow.
Well, yes. I mean, if
I'll
he
carve
was,
one into my armor.
If he's a friend of yours, he might.
So my armor has a million.
I don't
You know how some of the
I'm
old
obsessed.
I
the
don't-
bat suits have the nipples
Yes.
on it and stuff, but it's like that, but it's
Yes.
the belly button.
I don't like that at all.
Yes.
I love that.
Canon.
But yeah, if he's a friend, then that kind of affectionate or comforting hug is usually how people greet each other when they're close.
Oh, interesting. I'm learning so much.
Well, I hope to teach you more.
Yes, I would like that.
Excellent. Land down on that mountaintop.
Okay.
And go ahead and give me one more animal handling check, basically, for the next hour of training that you guys go through.
She's not doing very good.
The bird is.
Just because
Mm-hmm. You want to?
shred.
Yeah.
Let's see. Still not good. 6. No, sorry, 9.
9?
That was 3.
It's Cracklebeak doesn't really listen to you, but he does end up eventually landing on the mountaintop, and Liam drops down into the little bank of snow.
Cracklebeak hates me.
I actually think that he finds you rather charming.
Do you, Cracklebeak?
And Cracklebeak kind of nudges you a little bit, kind of throws a bit of your hair off to the side, and then sparking out, obviously, because
That was physical touch. Was that affection?
Yes, it was.
He likes me. Wow.
And Liam just actually settles down in the snow after making a little depression for himself, and then says, "Would you like to join me?"
Does he need someone to talk to?
Yeah, he's got a little depression.
for
Yep.
himself.
As a treat.
That's a treat. Get a little depression. That's a treat.
So you join him.
Yes. But, at a distance.
Uh-huh.
I mean, not with the brain
Yeah.
next to him.
He doesn't seem to mind.
Okay.
And he just, he's like, "Tell me about your life, Fred. I'm very interested to learn."
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to go through the whole spiel
Yeah,
for
I won't.
everybody here.
But she totally, gives her usual. Well, it all started when I killed my mother,
Yeah. At the end of it, his eyes are a little big, and he goes, "That's a little bit more than just your average protective parent. I had a very protective father growing up after the death of my brother, and it was not nearly that bad."
Well, it's okay. I'm going to kill him.
Honestly, I wouldn't blame you.
Thank you. I feel like you're the first person who really understood that right off the bat.
If I had a father quite like that, I probably would have claimed the clan a long time ago.
And
But I might not have turned out as good as I am.
And how did your brother die?
Unfortunately, he was on the front lines of one of our most recent skirmishes with the Rooted Steel Flame.
Oh, he was killed by a dragon.
No, unfortunately, he was killed by Drake Riders, actually.
And did you take vengeance?
I would like to, but taking vengeance on an entire nation is quite a feat in itself.
Well, I am raising an army. Perhaps you could use them.
Part of a relationship is sharing.
I like that.
And you kind of continue to talk into the night. Liam he's very nice. He's very polite, respectful. Everything.
Did we stop the ship, or are we moving forward?
That's up to you. You stopped to talk to them, at least.
I think we would have started moving forward.
Yeah.
So
He'll be able to find it. And then after a while, he says, "We probably should be getting back before the ship gets too far away."
Oh, that's a good idea. I'm sure Bolt is just tied up in knots with worry. I love to make
Cut
him
to Bolt, and he's just
upset.
tying knots.
Them upset.
They're just tying like ship shank knots
Yeah.
over and over again.
In the rigging.
If you want to get on Bolt's good side, buttresses. That's all I'm saying.
If you want, you can try riding on your way back, or you can just let him.
No,
Take
she
over.
wants to.
Okay.
Because the
She needs to
faster
learn.
she can learn.
Yeah, go ahead and give me another animal handling check.
Let's see how I do this time.
You can do it.
A 17.
17. You're getting better. You're getting a lot better at getting him to, or like leading. The problem is like there's a lot of moving parts as far as it goes. You need to make sure that you're holding the pole arm steady. You're turning at the right times and everything. But yeah, eventually you do make it back to the ship without too much incident, and land back down on the top deck. Liam jumps down first and then offers you his hand again.
I run over. Fred, are you all right?
Yes, I am actually.
Oh, good. How's...
She did very well on the way back.
Yes, I'm learning about romance.
Oh,
Do you
Oh,
know
dear.
about romance?
yes.
Just making sure.
It was in one of the other lessons that we skipped over. Because you wanted to learn about the end part first.
Yeah.
It's so interesting.
Also, there is also a romance that is a person in an area, a famous.
Miss Rower.
No, like R.O.
He's it.
First name R.O., last name Mance.
He's a gondola singer.
When the moon hits your eye.
In Terrebonne. Yeah.
When Lunera hits your eye
That's more here.
with a big ray of light.
The moonbeam.
Romance, you say?
Yes.
Did
you know?
About romance?
No. When you gave me a hug, that was a sign of affection. I understand now. I know what a hug is.
You didn't know that before.
I've never been given a hug.
Oh. Well, I'm sorry if it was unexpected.
Yes, I just thought that maybe you were inspecting me.
No, I was happy to see you both. If you remember, I also gave Victor one as well.
Yes, I thought you were inspecting him too.
John Broomman, yes. Are you
constantly
still, Are you still
curious?
a broom? Your spine feels like a spine, but it could just be a segmented broom.
See, your curiosity about John Broomman is equal to my curiosity about your digestive system / absence of a belly button and
Oh,
butthole.
I took the time and
Oh, very nice.
I
Very
now have a belly
nice.
button.
Is
Molded
there
into
the
armor.
same on
And
a back plate?
that's just a person.
Any on the front, Audi on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, the material had to go somewhere, so I was like, click, click. There's not one on the back.
The armor is shaped like butt cheeks now, as well in the back.
Why does it make me so happy?
It's gladiatorial.
Would you mind going and checking on Victor and make sure he's not hazing the new group? He did get thrown overboard earlier, but I think he's learned his lesson. However,
Yes.
maybe
Liam was
you should.
telling me they would turn to violence.
Yeah, will you go check on it?
Liam looks over at the woman on watch and she shrugs and says, he tried to put some type of fluid in our boots when we were sleeping. I caught him and threw him over the edge.
Good one, Victor.
I
Were
was
you
gonna
peeing in
have
them, or were you pouring something in?
I was gonna have my bird save him, but apparently he has his own flying magic.
Yes, he's got a broom that flies. He's actually
That's incredibly weird.
he's actually one of the 4 horsemen of the Baba Yaga.
Really?
Yes,
That's
it's a long story. But Fred, would you please go check on him, make sure he's okay?
I feel like you're trying to get rid of me, but yes, I will. And she'll leave. And as
And-
she's about to head down, she will,
Yep,
with
I'll wait.
telepathic
Natural one.
speech,
Mhm.
speak to Liam and just say, don't forget, buttresses.
I didn't know you could do this.
Oh, yes, it's me.
Oh, I know. I recognize your voice.
Oh, yes. Good luck.
Thank you. I've dealt with this kind of thing before.
As she sees Victor with a slop bucket.
Victor! No.
No.
Liam.
Just a moment. And he turns to the watchwoman and he says, "Would you take Cracklebeak down with the others?" And she nods and climbs up on him and goes off the edge. And he turns to you and says, "Bolt."
About Fred.
She's
very young and inexperienced in romance.
I mean, she's not much older than I am.
Right. But her upbringing makes it so... I'm just going to assume you are probably a lot more experienced with those matters.
I am, especially comparatively. If you're worried that I'm going to do something untoward, she already broke my nose when I tried to...
I see that.
When I tried to even place a hand on her.
I am not
so.
worried about Fred physically. She can take care of herself. Much better than some of the rest of us sometimes. However, I am very concerned about her emotional state. And, well, do not hurt her.
Of course not. I plan to be the most respectful relationship that she ever has.
And I'm sure you might have heard this already, but if you do hurt her, there is nothing in all the Shattered Realms will stop me from coming for you.
Give me an intimidation check.
I'm getting so scary.
Not great.
You should have said, hey, for advantage, you should have said, not even Zolos. See?
Let's see, that is a 14.
14?
Yeah.
I understand. And you can rest assured that I am a noble gentleman. Despite being a barbarian from a barbarian nation, as the dragons like to
Well, I
put it.
don't judge you based on that. I've known a few barbarians in my life.
Well, I promise to be very respectful.
See that you do. Now, I have some other business to attend to.
As do I.
There are 2 rooms assigned. Your party can show you.
Of course.
And I'll go back to
Good night.
Tidying up. And you as well.
And he leaves, and John goes, "I don't like him," and then just gets back to sweeping. And I think
I'm gonna forget all those sweeping moves he taught me.
And I think with that,
the legs.
with a new sub-goal in mind along the way to Hahatana,
What? Romancing Fred?
romancing Fred, yes.
Sub-goal?
It's like romancing the stone.
I was just thinking the same thing.
That's one of my favorite
I mean,
movies.
Romancing the stone.
You are
Yeah.
getting mana stones, mana crystals,
Yeah.
so
Yes.
Romancing
Yeah.
for the stones.
Is that what this episode is called?
that'll probably be next episode when we actually get to Hahatana and potentially perform a heist of sorts. Thank you everybody so much for joining us. We had a wonderful time this evening. Don't forget to throw some love to Syrinscape.
Ayo.
Moo.
No, there's always that delay.
I know. It's an old iPad.
Like, comment,
farther
subscribe,
away.
Told the Dead. Join us
that
on
bell.
stream. Yeah, ring that bell.
Ring,
Don't forget
ring.
to join our Patreon to see exclusive bonus content. And these episodes.
It's only $5 a month.
It's nothing.
That's nothing.
Yeah.
It's less than a sandwich.
I like
Oh,
how
less
you-
than a gyro.
I like,
Euro.
yeah, a gyro. I like how you were kind of like, you were thinking about saying less than a cup of coffee, but that
No,
sounds
it probably
very,
is
yeah.
less than a cup of coffee. Yeah, especially
That
depending
sounds
on
very
coffee.
boomery and pretentious. So it's less than your avocado toast, okay?
Hey, don't.
I love avocado
Yeah.
toast. Yeah.
But
You gotta sprinkle a little bit of the Trader Joe's everything seasoning on. It's so good.
does that make it an everything bagel? Or
Yeah,
not?
it's
Wait, what
it's
An everything toast.
Everything
Toast. Oh my
avocado toast.
So it's a.
But it's everything.
You can have
bagel.
hold on. You can have an avocado spread on your
yeah.
bagel too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you can have an everything bagel.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I don't know breakfast.
If you also like avocado
oh, thank you
bagels
for
that are
your
everything.
comments about breakfast foods last episode.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, that was great.
What do you think? Does he have good intentions?
Better.
That was. The gods have spoken.
Thank you, everybody, and have a wonderful time.
Yeah, I guess.
Bye.